Thank you, Anand. That was a detailed, I said, take the synopsis and speak. So thank you everyone for making it today, especially on Sunday morning. To be very frank, my heartbeats were pulsating few weeks back कि इतने लोग आएंगे नहीं आएंगे Sunday morning. But special thanks to my mentor, inspiration, Dr. Mashirkar, Dr. Ganesh Natarajan and Dr. Mohan Agashe. And sir, it is because of you this pool is there, not because of any of us. So thank you very much for giving us this time and spending this valuable Sunday morning with us. May our tribe grow bigger is my only wish. So on this occasion, I remember one very touching but very memorable for me also a couplet which my mom used to say. It's in Gujarati and I'll explain. So people pan kharta, hasti kupadiya, mujviti tujvit se, dhire bapudiya. So this was something which my mom many times used to also speak. When matured yellow leaves, when they fall because of high breeze, you will always hear a very nice sound, which is basically green leaves laughing. So that leaf which is falling down is saying, ki, you laugh right now, but maybe one day even you will have the same situation in life. I think somewhat similar is what the journey called life for all of us. Do you agree?
Yes.
Because in youth we don't even think about what's going to come at the end. We enjoy, we laugh, we have our own life, but do we really think about these aspects, that how am I going to end my life? And that is the genesis of today's participation, discussion. We want to ensure that we all, and maybe community around all of us, ensure that we live actively and we age gracefully. Coming to the point, how I got introduced to Prashad, it was similar situation. So I also faced serious challenges for my mom in 16, 17 and tried every known agency, best ones, no money issues, absolutely no problem, but still huge struggle. And I come from healthcare background. Very few may know I'm also a certified nurse from American Operating Room Nurses Association. So having very close involvement for my mom's care, I realized that there's a serious issue, and in multiple iterations it was trial and error. And that's where got to understand what Aaji Care was doing, met Ajay. Ajay came at home and we had interactions, and I started observing, taking their services. I would say today it's like my mom is 82. She lost her ability to speak and she is partially paralyzed, but being taken care of by Aaji Care team very well. She's able to eat by her right hand, which was paralyzed. So I won't say we are the best, but I would say we are better than the rest. And best is yet to come. I promise that to all of you. And hence I thought that it will be a right time to join Prashad and build a team of Sevaks. That's why we call it Aaji Care Sevak Foundation. So these Sevaks need to carry certain specific values when they go and serve these senior citizens. As we all know, as per statistics, I'm just throwing some, which was CII Statistics and Government of India Census. They say that around 27 million seniors would require special care by 2027. I'm not sure the statistics calculation, but even if it is by 2030, it's pretty huge. And with that, we thought that the requirement or the approach what we take may not help us to cater to the larger audience. And hence, the genesis or thought process of setting a foundation was decided that if we create a foundation and build larger space for training geriatric caregivers to serve the society in larger format, not just think for Aaji Care, will be a bigger sense of satisfaction and gratitude for self. And hence we founded Aaji Care Sevak Foundation. Today we have NSDC certified training program. Maybe we are the only one or first ones to do this in geriatric care. And these programs, as Prashad mentioned, are curated with the help of doctors, with the help of psychiatrists, with the help of nursing staff, and it's a well-oiled program now. And as Prashad mentioned, more than 2,500 caregivers have been trained. We have employed, at the moment, we have 300 plus full-time caregivers employed with us, with PF and everything, so taking care of their livelihood. We thank, so we have been supported, our foundation is being supported by RPG Group Foundation, Mrs. Mala Goenka or anybody from, I don't think she is here, but somebody from RPG Group Foundation, they've been supporting us regularly. HelpAge India, I assume Dr. Prakash Burgaonkar is here. Thank you, sir. So HelpAge India is also patron and regularly supporting us in our foundation work. And we believe there's more to do. Our aspiration is to train at least 1 lakh caregivers in very near future. And to ensure, thank you, to ensure that this happens with scale, thanks to COVID, we could actually, for 1 year we were totally stuck, we didn't know what to do. And me, Prashad, we were thinking, क्या करते हैं? अभी तो शुरू ही नहीं हुआ और stop हो गया, because all the activities were physical. The program is part physical and part classroom training. And then we decided, let's do something in terms of creating a virtual program. So we developed a complete virtual content with train the trainer modules also. Did sessions on trial basis in Nagpur from Bombay, in Pune, in Nashik and few other cities outside Bombay. And we have now a learning platform in place. We have complete digital content in place and we are ready to scale. So that's how we thought that, this is an important milestone for us, and today counts our 10th year as an entity foundation. What better than announcing it here that we want to scale in big. Our core philosophy, as I mentioned, that what we look forward for is comprising in 5 C's for all our employees and caregivers. So these 5 C's are compassion at the heart of care we deliver, clarity for everything we do, competence to deliver right care, consistency to deliver uninterrupted supplies. Even during peak COVID period, we could manage each and every of our existing patients, which is more than 250 at any given time, not a single hour without caregiver besides them. And even in festive seasons, we ensure that this has been taken care of. And that was the biggest boon, to be very frank, for a person who's very busy like me. It was really difficult to, leave your parent alone at home. Like today, it's only Aaji Care caregiver at home and my mom, and I'm here today. So those things I couldn't imagine with any other agency's caregiver so easily. I won't say it's not possible. You may have some family caregivers also, but still it is difficult. So going forward, as I mentioned, that challenges what we are facing mostly from CSR funding point of view. As we all know, many of us are corporate CXOs. A lot of our CSR funding, I'm also on board of few companies, and most of our CSR funding goes to, preferably to Prime Minister's Relief Fund, because of the kind of 100% tax benefit we get. That becomes the first choice now. Second is, then there are multiple issues and areas which are very high impact, high visibility, nutrition, be it health, cancer. These are things which are attracting huge amount. The reason I'm saying this is we do reach out to many, and we realize that geriatric care is, or care for elderly, these elements are not really part of priority for CSR funding. And that is something which I wanted to convey as you all also move around. Please convey this, that this is a bigger issue. I talked about the statistics and I'm sure we will hear more. Today, average age of India is 28. We call ourselves as one of the youngest country in the world with huge youth population. Imagine 30 years down the line. So if we don't do it today, or at least we seriously start it today, I see a huge issue in our future, serious issues in our future. Some of us may not be there, but maybe the next gen would face a serious issue. And believe me, some of these elements, digital solutions do not work. You need a physical person, and that's where the scaling challenge is, sir. So you need a physical person to help you. And that is the gap we are trying to fit with physical and digital both. So a phygital model which Dr. Mashelkar very popularly keeps sharing with all of us, and I learned from you, sir, that we are also moving with that thought process of phygital model and how can we manage. I did, as you heard, design thinking program from Stanford, and there the challenge I took up, and that was during COVID times, and we read a lot of news articles. Some of that I had opportunity to contribute also. As I spoke to more than 100 senior citizens who were living alone. When I say alone means there's no partner, no kids around, and they're living alone. And there was serious issues in terms of, say, if the kids are abroad, fear of falling down was the biggest issue. So some of these things then we realize are critical. So as part of our program, which we do training, we are not just focusing on caregivers for physical support, but as Prashad mentioned, we have companion model, which thanks to again Jaslok Hospital's Foundation Tulsi Trust and their initiative called Graceful Living, partnered with Aaji Care, and we have a tripartite agreement with SNDT University, where we are giving free coaching and training certificate program of companion to these MA psychology students to do a companion model. I'm not sure if my friend Shantanu is here. He had told he'll try to come, but I don't see him around, from Mr. Ratan Tata's office. So Goodfellows also is going to get launched on Tuesday. He mentioned that he'll try to be here, but I don't see him around. So Goodfellows and maybe our team also may work together. But however, having said this, our focus is to go up the value chain. So not just when the person is sick, but how we avoid and make them active. And before even that, as part of our today's program, we're going to release active aging kit, which is called OWL. And that is something which will be supposed to be a very important element of the day-to-day, post our chief guest speaking. I would request two of my staff to give 1 minute brief about their experience with Aaji Care. It will be followed by, so Ujjwala, can you please share your experience? And then after Ujjwala, Anushka will come.